figuring out if this thing actually makes us go live on the other stuff through the restream. Hey, and there we go. Ain't that a bitch? It is there.
Y'all not gonna tell me? Oh, I'm about to say I know it. Y'all ain't gonna tell me that Mark BK Watts is live now?
Did it?
Yeah.
Dope. That's what I'm talking about. We can fucking air horn it the fuck up, my nigga. The fuck? All right, microphone check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. All right. So now I see the same issue that Asia and Jerry face, is getting all the chats together in one space.
Oh yeah, but fuck it.
Yeah, so I'll turn the audio off here, and then boom. Oh my God.
What?
I forgot about that little factor that this does. It
Talking about the audio and
the caption. Yeah, like that's that is nuts. What? Hey, you spelled Asia wrong. Just letting you know that now. Thing.
We're gonna get canceled earlier in text.
Right. Yo, yeah, it's starring out the swears. Don't do that to my cuss words. They mean a lot to me.
Cuss words, let them know. Motherfucking shit, goddamn asshole.
So I wonder why the chat doesn't like appear here is the thing that makes me, you know. And I wonder if you know what it means in this thing. Let me see how the chat pops up in here. Boom. So if there is anybody that pops in, I guess I'll see that there.
Yeah, I've commented before on Asian and Jerry shit while they were, on here, but not,
So I guess then I don't necessarily need to look at it. I know that this is set, so we're fine. So now let's go and look over at the, come on. Let's do this. Let's go look over at Twitch. See what it says. And I wonder.
Yeah, I haven't gotten Twitch notification yet.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Like, what's happening?
You'd be like, yeah. Oh, well, no, it's there. It's live.
Is it?
Yeah, as soon as I pull it up, it's right there. Boom.
Boom. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so now we cooking with grease. Here's the chat.
Oh, as soon as after I went in, then it popped up my push notification. BK Watts is live.
Okay.
Nigga, I'm here too.
Okay, cool. I know, right? You are here. You are here, my G. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get it popping. It says that we have 2 viewers here inside of the Twitch. So I got the chat loaded up here. Let me jump back over in OBS and see. All right, now it finally says it over here too. All right. So I'm wondering if the chat will pop up. Hopefully so. That would be dope. But y'all know what it is. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. How we do it every time, because it's what we do.
Like we always do about this time.
All right, and let's fucking go. What up, though, my G's? It is BKA Watts, one half of the Blerds and Clips podcast, right here on the Pro 3 ENT Network. As always, delivering a flawless and repetitious intro, sitting next to
the award-winning Vicatron, aka Dr. Roxo. I do cocaine. All right.
every week.
Yeah, I mean, shit. You never watched Metalocalypse?
Yes.
Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. I just want to make sure I ain't losing you. Shit.
No. I rock with, you know what I'm saying? I rock with the gang, man. Yo, my G. Okay, so listen, man. Y'all know how we do this thing. This is our TV, movie, general nerd gaming, and whatever other real nigga shit we want to cover podcast coming at y'all a little bit different than usual. Today we are not only live on Twitch, we are also live on Facebook, and we are also live on the YouTube's expansion, my G's, is what it's all about. So y'all can definitely tap in with us. Of course, if you are over on Twitch, you can subscribe to the channel and watch us for the free, and be subscribed to the channel if you are an Amazon Prime member. It doesn't cost you nothing. You could also subscribe and just help us pay some bills around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? For the $5 if you're not an Amazon Prime person. But you also very well could just be watching us right here, and we appreciate you wherever you seeing us. Just know that it's the gang.
Yeah, and also keep in mind that even though it looks like we're in a studio, I am currently in your mama's bedroom in my drawers playing PlayStation 2. Just so you know.
And the only thing to play on PlayStation 2 for me when I'm in your mama's house in her bedroom is gonna be NBA Street Volume 2. That's just me.
Blasphemy, like fucking San Andreas ain't on PlayStation 2.
You know what?
This nigga.
You're right. That's my fault. That is completely my fault. Yo, so shout out to everybody in all the different chats. Yes, the whole purpose of us going live in these different platforms is for you to be able to communicate with us. Talk to us about the subject. Throw in your questions, concerns, and comments. You also could just send those things to us over at blerdsandclips@gmail.com. And then we can read through those, see what you got, questions, concerns, comments, show topics, and then we can utilize them right here. Or if you send us some bullshit, we can just say, fuck that, and act like you didn't send us nothing, my G. It's hilarious.
It costs us nothing to pay you no mind, nigga.
Pretty much. So listen, man, I'm going to say the usual things. We have a dope show lined up for you guys today, brought to you by Manscaped and Skillshare and Raycon and NordVPN. And what else? Who else do niggas get sponsored by?
I don't know. Maybe we need to be sponsored by Beckham's B&M.
Yeah, Beckham's B&M and barbecue.
CVS. Why not?
I fucks with CVS, actually. I really do. Like, I go to CVS a couple times a week. It's my thing.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it.
Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. Hey, man. All right, so listen, we're going to go ahead and cover a couple of things today. Where do we start? There are some new things out. I saw some new shit. The movie theaters are back, which is extremely important. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. To me, for me, and I feel like for you as well.
Kinda.
Even though I know you ain't in a rush to go back, but like
I haven't had the time. It ain't even about that. I mean, I want to go see a Quiet Place. You know, how come every time I want to be in the movie theater, you in the movie theater? You know, eating up all the popcorn, watching all the movies,
right?
All that shit. But nah, I ain't had time for that shit. I'm busy doing real shit, nigga shit.
Nah, when I don't know, bro. I needed the theater back, man. I told you, man. That was crucial. I think I'm gonna go back this week, but to see what I am unsure as of yet, because it's so much shit that is available at home. The whole way that this shit has been since the pandemic. A lot of this shit that's coming out, especially with HBO Max, is day and date. So you can watch it at the fucking crib.
Right, and that's what I was thinking. Like, if I actually wanted to watch The Conjuring, hey, I didn't even have to leave. But
which I did. So I know you that ain't really your area.
I'm not the horror guy, people.
I am, like, thoroughly. I love horror movies. Except, well, I'm not gonna say except. I also love The Exorcist, but I'm a hoe, and that movie horrified me when I was a very young kid, and I bought it because I was like, you need this in your collection as a horror fan and as a movie fan, and I have it, but I haven't unwrapped that bitch. It's in the plastic.
This nigga act like a little bitch. Ain't even fucking man enough to be hoed out by some shit like I was, like The Shining and Poltergeist.
You know, the crazy thing is, Shining did not scare me.
Well, when did you see The Shining, though? That's what I'm saying. That's the difference. I saw bits and pieces of The Shining when I was like 5, and that shit was...
But that's what I'm saying. So same thing for me in The Exorcist. And then when I saw The Shining, I was a teenager. And at that point, I was just into horror, so it didn't scare me. I was like, oh, this is dope.
Right. But yeah, I didn't give a fuck like that. The only thing that really bothered me that still stands out every time motherfuckers be like, when they want to do... Like, here, you know, what was the thing that scared you the most in such and such an older movie? And it's always the part in The Shining where the motherfucker was in, I don't know if it was the bunny or the dog costume. That was basically like he was giving a blowy to the other dude sitting in the room. He saw that shit. Like, that was the weirdest shit I've ever seen. In between that and, you know, especially for some of you younger motherfuckers, don't remember when TV used to actually go off and sign off, and y'all don't know nothing about TV snow, so let alone having Poltergeist, where it's fucking, you know, you got ghosts coming out of the TV. So as a kid, God forbid, if my parents went to sleep and I'm sitting there awake with snow on the TV thinking about, you know, ghosts reaching out to try to do something. So yeah, that was horrible, but whatever. But I feel you.
No, but Poltergeist fucked me up too. But those just progressively got worse.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about
the first one. Oh yeah, count me.
I
in.
saw the first 3, but I didn't give a shit about 2 and 3. Like 2 and 3, I was older and it was just something to watch because I saw the first 2. But no, the first one was the thing.
Yeah, the Ring. Oh, the Ring. The Ring was a really dope concept. It was just the only thing with the Ring was. Which, I mean, they kind of did an expansion on, you know, at the end of whichever one of them it was. But it was just like, how the fuck can the Ring work if you watch that shit? If you like, if like somebody old timey like saw that shit, or like, how could the curse be passed if before DVD players, before VCRs and shit? Like, you couldn't watch it because niggas didn't have video to watch.
See, that's your problem. See, you let the man get in here to blind you about the fact that the black man created VCRs in 16th century Africa. They don't tell you that. It was made out of bamboo. You know what, I'm done. Anyway.
Yo, that is some likely to actually, you know, that's going to be on Hidden Colors 19 and shit. Because, bro, when I tell you that shit, man, listen, this is, you know what? That's DVD shit. We could talk about that in here. Why the fuck not? Bro, they had the Million Man March a couple years ago. I want to say that was like 2015 or so. And 2015, 2016, one of the two. But there was a Million Man March. They did. And Farrakhan, you know, threw that little party of non-bacon eaters and shit. And it was like, all right, so more for me. Because like, in all actuality, we all hopped on I guess they rented a bus, and we stopped right outside of DC and went to whatever the fuck restaurant. And I'm at a table with like 25 Muslims, bro. Like brothers from the nation. And as they all making their orders, and the little lady just asking every single person, okay, so what breakfast meat would you like, bacon with that? And they all like, oh no, sister, I don't imbibe swine. And one by one, they're all saying it, and I'm like, I'll take his. I'll take his. I'll take his. I'll take hers. Wow. It was amazing, bruh. Like, yes. I'm like, yo, listen, I need to be where y'all at all the time. More bacon for your boy. But yeah, so on the bus ride there, they had screens on the seating. So we were watching Hidden Colors, and I'm watching them explain that no bullshit, bro. I don't remember which volume this shit was, but we watching dude explain on there like, yeah, so what it was, my brother, was these Africans had made their way up to Asia and were teaching those yellow men these fighting techniques that they were practicing and experimenting with. So yes, what I am telling you is, brothers, black Africans within your bloodline actually invented karate. And I'm like, nigga, no, we didn't. Just let the Chinese people have that. Like, let the Asians have it.
It pains me to hear you talk this way, my brother. No one created anything except the black man.
Clearly.
This is a fact.
We
This
all
is a
know
fact.
this.
You are blind and you have been led astray in your Western philosophy world to not understand that the black man, the original man, that's why he's original. He created everything. He created the sun, the stars, and the moons. I call you son because you shine like one.
Listen, what I tell you, bro. Oh, and then they say, and while some of the brothers were teaching these little yellow men how to defend themselves with their karate techniques and kung fu, which they appropriated. Like, okay, sure. What else? While they were there was another group of brothers who were working on an experimental powder that they could use to create decorations in the air. Yes, my brother, I am telling you that the black man invented fireworks. And I'm just like, that too? Wow. Like,
Everything, brother.
everything. Niggas invented everything. Shout out to hold up, man. Shout out to my man Luigi McCoy, aka Ayo Low, has dope music. Go check my man's out. Rob was popping in the chat, and the homie P the Nerd. Go check out Immortal Nerd as you should. And also, while you're here, go ahead and check out the New Virginity Part 1 by Vigatron on the YouTubes. Like, as soon as the show's over, because we need y'all to be here watching this. Right
Yeah,
now.
I was about to say, it would almost be remiss of me to do something whole-like and put a link in the chat, but I'm not going to do that.
Oh, the link is gonna appear somewhere before we like the link is gonna appear in your DMs like an unsolicited dick pic. So just be ready. So talking about horror, speaking about horror films, I watched, I guess was supposed to be a horror film. I watched Saw earlier. Spiral from the Book of Saw. Dun, dun, dun. And that shit was weak.
Sorry to hear that.
Weak. Okay, so check this out. I ain't gonna go into spoilers on it in case any of y'all have plans on wasting some time and watching that shit. But for me, probably the highlight of the movie would have been seeing Chris Ramsey, who y'all don't know who he is more than likely, but Chris Ramsey is actually the magician who I learned 80% of the sleight of hand and magic and card shit that I know from. I learned those things from him. So it was super dope that the director of the movie also is into magic and reached out to him and his people and got him a part in the movie, which was fire. So that was cool to see him.
Niggas know I do magic.
Right, niggas know, right. Niggas know I do magic. But that was cool. Outside of that, she was just, it was like, so like the first, like I said, I posted it on Facebook, like the first 40 minutes, it just didn't feel like a Saw movie. There was one trap, which was like, okay, so that's, Saw shit or whatever. But outside of that, it wasn't. And the whole thing, they were selling this shit as, this is a new take. This is a whole new imagining of the possibilities of what could be Saw. And it wasn't. It just wasn't, fam. It was not some amazing reimagining. It was not some next new level in this. Like, I love the Saw movies. I saw every one of them bitches the exact release day or the Thursday midnight screening, because we still had those at the time in the theater. The good ones, the bad ones, all them hoes. This shit wasn't good. I'm low key okay with the Saw franchise stopping here.
I feel like that's very disrespectful, my brother, because did you not know that the original Jigsaw was a black man from Africa? He created these traps, again, using bamboo.
Okay.
And he did these things using the nutrients and supplies from the Nile River, which, as we know, is the longest river in the entire world. Because the original man used that river going down to provide us with everything that we need in life. We don't need this Western medicine, brother. And if you weren't on that Western medicine, you wouldn't disrespect the Saw franchise the way you do, because that's why it's called Saw. I saw what you stole from us. Right. So
I should have put the round of applause back on here. That's amazing, dog. What?
I'm freestyling.
Hey, I mean, you know, when you're actually skilled at a craft as such, you can do that.
Yeah. Comes from spending too much time on.
What are you watching on?
Right now, I have it on Facebook.
Okay. There's somebody watching us on YouTube as well.
Dope.
Didn't know that.
I figured something? I was checking because I think my Twitch kind of stalled out, because I could see you had all kinds of notifications in the chat on your Twitch, seemingly. Mine was showing nothing but the first two things.
I saw that you stole from us. It's fire. That's good, man. That's good.
I'll try.
I ain't even mad. Oh man, that's a good one. Let me move this, put it right here so I can. All right, man, that's cool. So, yeah, with this movie, the main problem with this movie for me is Chris Rock. Yeah. It's on one hand, it's that he's a funny nigga, and everybody's like, but Jordan Peele and Get Out. But Jordan Peele wasn't the star of Get Out. If he was, it may have taken me out of it some. Granted, I've seen him pull off serious shit in certain shit. Like, so I feel like he has more range in that respect.
That's what I was going to say. Don't disrespect Jordan like that, because you know, in watching Key and Peele, both of them motherfuckers have extreme range in doing that. Yeah, Chris Rock is not the range guy. Like, Chris Rock, to me, and this was always my thing, and even though I didn't see the movie, but I mean, I've seen enough to know, Chris Rock to me is more believable when he's only speaking in low tones. If he's getting excited,
but that's what he was trying, and he was trying to do that, and it still wasn't working.
Right, but I think still, if he's getting excited in more of a dramatic way, it's gonna take you out of it a little bit. So my thing is more like, if Chris Rock is just speaking to you, let's say, okay, it would be like Chris Rock in the Tarantino film, if his only role was basically just to talk some cool Tarantino dialogue to someone in a very regular low tone, I think it would work.
For sure.
If it was dramatic. But again, if he's getting excited, it's just unfortunate for him, for his vocal tone, things like that, his inflections, they're never going to be taken as serious, and that's unfortunate. So I guess nobody can take Chris Rock serious like that, of thinking like, you know, he's going to whoop your ass unless you were one of his children when they were small. So,
well, see, this is the thing. Samuel L. Jackson is definitely older than Chris Rock, but not a whole lot. So him being his father in the movie was like, nah, whatever. Kind of like
I think he probably only has about maybe 15 years on him, if that.
Right. Yeah. So like same with like Lawrence Fishburne and Anthony Anderson on
they're
Blackish.
Only 9 years apart.
Yeah,
and that was the whole shit, because I was always tripping on that too. I was trying to tell people like, yeah, they're only 9 years apart. He's playing his daddy, and he's like maybe 6 years younger than Jennifer Lewis, something like that. I'm talking about Lawrence,
right? So
yeah, it's funny how they have that set up. But yeah, when that first started, I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, Lawrence Fishburne is not. No, we gonna call him Larry. Larry is not that old. Because I'm like, even when he played a lot of his shit in the 90s and everything, and he was playing these more mature characters, like even when he did Boys in the Hood, I think he was like maybe 31, 32 at most at that time. So it was like, unless he were, portraying that as if they had Trey when he was a teenager kind of thing, I guess it would still add up. But yeah, they had him like, he always just carried a certain stature once he got to be an adult. But like, yeah, you really ain't that old.
Right. So... And Samuel L. Jackson's not in the movie very much. Then it just mostly follows Chris Rock, and Chris Rock he makes one face the whole movie. So if you saw the trailer, he got the eyebrows squinted, and he trying to kind of make the grizzled like the grizzled badass, like, but also like inquisitively looking face with the squinty eyes. For 2 hours, my nigga. And it was like, fam, you gotta make another face. You have to make another face. The whole fucking movie just... And it was frustrating. Because it was like he only can make one face. Chris Rock still weighs 120, he like little ass man, and he trying to talk tough. Put your hands up. You gotta let me run point on this one. I'm a detective. Just,
Good Lord, it got to the trap.
Like, it's just not good. Like, he shouldn't. If he came with the idea and he EP'd this joint, he executive produced it, all of that shit is cool. But it just, that role shouldn't have been him. It just shouldn't have been. And what they ultimately did with it did not reinvent and reinvigorate this franchise for me. It just didn't. And it's whack.
All right.
That's what I get. And I spent $20 on it. Fucking bitch.
Another $20. Could have got you some head from a project chick. Anyway.
It is still going for the $40 bill out here, apparently.
Is it? Apparently
That's what
I'm
I heard.
spending my $40 on the wrong shit.
Who would I rather have seen in the role is a question that comes in from the chat. From Marcus Smith, 216. Listen, this is the thing. I would have rather saw anybody. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not a. I like watching this shit and seeing the role and experiencing the whole movie. I don't have a particular person that comes to mind that I feel like, oh, this person would have made that dope. It just didn't feel good having Chris Rock there because he starts off the movie firing off, no bullshit. Like it started off with like stand up type shit.
Right.
He started off on some stand up type shit, just like cracking jokes and saying shit. And I'm like, all right. Then he has a couple more moments like that through the course of the movie, and they tried to make him like this super grizzled detective that went through that you know saying done some things and seen some stuff, and all the cops hate him because he turned in a dirty cop like 15 years ago. Or what the fuck ever. So everybody like, you know, he broke the cops code. So he a snitch, he a rat, so don't nobody fuck with him. Okay. Like I guess it just they could have just got a good actor instead of a fucking stand-up comedian. Is what they could have done. And it would have been fine.
But money.
Right. And then you know what? So and then they got this fucking flashback scene when before his father retired and him and Samuel L. Jackson is arguing, and it's supposed to be like the 15 years ago when he turned in the cop or whatever. And to de-age both of them, they gave Samuel L. Jackson a mustache, and they gave Chris Rock a goatee and had him put on a baseball cap turned to the back. And that's it. I'm like, yo, these niggas don't look younger, fam. That's not good.
That's all I gotta do.
That's it.
Start rocking my hat to the back.
Turn your hat to the back, nigga, and glue some fucking hair on your lip, nigga, and you will go back 15 years.
Well, that and I need to dye these pubes, but yeah.
Yeah, you cannot forget that.
Yeah, can't forget this.
Yeah. You can't be out here with the George W. Bush.
Well, not a gray bush down there. Anyway.
So yeah, that shit sucked. Put that out there. And I'm not happy about it. I'm okay with the franchise going the fuck down the drain now. And then I also watched The Conjuring, another thing that's not in your wheelhouse. To be short and sweet, it's the worst of the three, but it's not bad. It just wasn't like really dope.
Oh, I saw some stuff from the first one and it made me kind of want to watch it. Like I watched one of those like Watch Mojo lists of like scariest parts from horror movies, and it made me want to watch a lot of them, but like I said, it just really depends on the premise. Because I'm okay with more of the supernatural stuff. I just don't seek it out. But like I said, I just don't like any of the quote-unquote slasher like shits because them shits are so formulaic and dumb. Well, most all of it's formulaic. That's usually my issue. But that's one of the things that made me not necessarily watch any of it yet. But it did seem interesting enough to make me want to try to watch The Conjuring. And there was a few other things. I do believe I still want to see It Follows.
You do want to see It Follows.
Right. So I watched,
love that joint.
Right. So, like I said, it just depends on the concept and all that shit. But yeah.
So, listen, I like Vera Farmiga a lot. and same with Patrick Wilson. So seeing them be the Warrens, it made it a really interesting thing. Kind of like I'd have said it before, when some shit is supposed to be based on a true story, whatever. I definitely like to go and dig into shit, and this one was super specific because of how, like, I remember a point when there was like a special on TV that was about this case with the whole devil made me do it, because it was the first time that somebody ever tried to do that shit. Like, killed the motherfucker and then said, bruh, I was possessed. It wasn't even me though. And I mean, in real life, it ultimately ain't work. So it obviously ultimately doesn't work in this movie either. But homie only did 5 years for that. So it was clearly considered in some sense.
Damn.
So, his privilege was in full effect.
Well, obviously,
sure.
because I mean, still, my cousin's still in prison to this day after 20 years for selling bootleg monkeys.
What is a bootleg monkey?
You think half the shit I be saying it ain't about movies and shit is real over here?
No. But that was me selling it, like buying it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, tell me more. So I mean, so he Arnie Johnson got sentenced to 10 to 15 years. He ended up actually getting out after only 5. That's the real life story. This ain't spoiler shit. What they do in the rest of the movie, I would be spoiling if I told you all of that, because they show all the, demonic possession shit that, supposedly happened, which is what led to him killing somebody, which led to him even landing on trial. So I want to learn more about their adventures, should I say, I guess, being the most famous demonologists of all time. So yeah, that's definitely a thing. I like their stories. I want to go to their museum, but at the same time, I'm not dumb nor white enough to do that shit, because it's legitimately, from every one of their fucking demonic cases, a big ass room full of all the shit from their cases, like the actual Annabelle doll, which is a real fucking thing, and all these other different fucking haunted and possessed and demonic and occult fucking things. It would be dope, but I'm not walking in that motherfucker.
And so ask yourself why a white couple would have such connection with demonology and the things that they're learning. So it's obvious that they must have that type of connection, not saying that they are devils, but when you spell devil backwards, they have lived that type of life that brings them much closer to being on the side of just, they are demonic in possession. But here you are, as a black man, listening to these white couples and thinking that this is something that you are interested in. Think, Mark. I did all that for the think, Mark. I wanted to get that shit off.
Fuck.
Invincible's great.
Invincible was great. God damn it. You know what I was thinking? If they were really funny, which they are, but if they wanted to be really funny, they would have named episode 8 Training Day.
Like I said, I mean, it would fit, but it would fit on more than one level.
That's why.
Right.
That's why. That's why.
But being that,
you wouldn't have got it until that one scene and then be like, ah.
Right, but again, that's one of those things where I have to separate myself from looking too deep into the actual lore of anything, because as much as I want to read the comics, it's kind of like I don't want to. I've watched a couple of YouTube videos, so I've kind of gotten ahead of myself in some ways, but I want to enjoy the show for what it is. So I don't even know if a lot of the episodes are not based on things actually from the comics. So I kind of want to keep
no, like it is very closely. The thing is,
what I'm saying as far as titles, like I know, story wise, it is straight up. Like I said,
the thing is, they flesh it out more in this. Actually, this is one instance where they flesh out more of the story in the show than they do in the actual source material.
Right. True.
And
Because even the whole shit with the Guardians of the Globe shit, like they glossed over that when
they were like irrelevant as fuck, and then they just kind of pop up to die basically in the comic version. So definitely different, definitely better here from what I've saw, and then also I heard that first, and then went looking into it myself and saw that shit too. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, well, yeah, this is definitely better over here. So I'm definitely looking forward to the actual live action fucking movie.
I'm not. Why? Because there's only so much that you can do for a live action movie in comparison, especially when you have a comic for as graphic as it is, and then you do an animated show that's even worse in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's only going to be down. To me, I think that you're running a risk of you're not going to please everybody, and I would rather just not be touched. But, this is real fucking life, so what does Hollywood know about not touching shit that don't need to be touched? So
I need parts. I'm interested. Like,
yeah.
I'll take that.
But again, I hear you, but what can you do in 2 hours that is going to satisfy you enough already knowing that you got a basis of something that they gave you 8 episodes of to cover one big arc? What are they going to do in 2 hours that's going to make it worth it for you to think to yourself like, oh yeah, cool, let's keep riding with this, or let's,
This is the thing. I feel like they wouldn't have bothered to pitch, and then whoever like fired off the green light wouldn't have done so if they didn't have what they felt like was going to be something solid to be able to have them both and differentiate the two. So I'm at least intrigued to see what they do with it.
Well, I'm intrigued with anything, but again, I'm like, yeah, I'm not asking for that. That's like it's like going back, as much as we go off on fucking tangents here.
We do it
like a motherfucker. It's funny because side tangent on the tangent I'm about to go off on, because I was talking to Sand yesterday. He was like, yeah, y'all be talking about shit. He was like, yeah. He was like, he watched on track. And I'm like, nigga, we both be all over the place. So I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, man, what you mean?
So he was like, yeah, like sometimes y'all be talking about a subject, you'll be on subject, and he'll be talking about some other shit. I'm like, nigga, I do it too. Like, are you not paying attention? But
no,
anyway.
What niggas don't understand is we'll take a moment out of here in this tangent and then apply it to where we were intending to go next.
Right.
We don't post the docket, you know what I'm saying, for niggas to see.
But you know what the real lesson to learn from that statement being made? He's listening to the show.
For sure.
So there's that. So just the whole thing of, you know what, fuck. We go on too many tangents. I forgot what the fuck tangent I was about to go off on.
Oh, I don't know. But Jerry said that we don't need the live action Invincible yet. And they just trying to get money. And Lowe says that he ain't seen too many successful live actions. My nigga, Marvel did 20-something successful live actions. It's going, okay? We just get this one with blood and guts. Now, the only, the closest that we've gotten with a superhero property that had a little bit of blood, gut, gore, and like real shit was, I mean, obviously The Boys, which is, we got that. And then on a lower down scale was Kick-Ass, which is real fucking people. And I feel like it could be good.
Yeah, but again, still to a certain degree, shorter arcs. And when you talk about The Boys, again, they could have went an animated route, and I think there's a good chance that we might still have found The Boys just as enjoyable if it was presented as animated. But then you got some shit like Wanted that completely went like outside of the arena of what the actual comic was like for their live action shit. And it's like, yeah, it could be hit or miss as fuck, but I just think it's about what you present first. But I think for the level of action and gore that Invincible basically threw out there, that's I don't think that I can't see an improvement on that, especially with less time to tell a story, just to be like, all right, well, it's live action. But that's my opinion. What the fuck do I know? Y'all tuned in because I guess we cute.
God damn it. Yes, Logan was dark, gritty, and gory. Deadpool Okay, they did fuck that up. They fucked that up real bad in that movie. And I think the kick-ass route could work. I like that feel with the teenage side of it. But just more shit for us to talk about, and then use the superhero subject for people who would think that we just bouncing around to segue into the fact that we were going to talk about Jupiter's legacy. See what I'm saying? Boom.
This nigga just stole my thunder because I was going to be like, yeah, so I was going to say the same shit basically.
Okay,
but
cool.
I didn't know if you were done talking about,
yes,
the fact that we went off talking about Invincible when this shit went from Saw to fucking Invincible.
I mean,
fucking days. I just realized that, yeah, we just spent all that time talking about Invincible, and nigga, that was not a subject for the show.
I feel it. Well, we went from Saw to The Conjuring into Invincible.
Oh yeah,
because of Think Mark.
You're right.
So yeah, look, the segues be making sense.
Nigga, I can't even keep up with the bullshit I be saying. So yeah, you're right. It was Saw to Conjuring to Invincible.
Yep.
All right. So
to White Devils and Demonology to Think Mark.
All right. So nonetheless, Jupiter's Legacy, starring Josh Duhamel, because I always want to say Timothy Oliphant.
Man, bro, it's the same nigga, bro.
Well, no, it is, and it was funny because I just saw Josh on fucking, I think it had to be Seth Meyers' show or whatever, and they were and he was talking to him about how he had finally met Timothy Oliphant a couple of years ago at some event, and he actually had Josh take a picture with Timothy's family that he took, and then he started using it as a Christmas card.
That's fire.
Yeah, Timothy Oliphant seems to have a pretty good damn sense of humor because, like, if you've ever seen any interviews whenever he's on Conan, like, they be wild between the two of them. So, but nonetheless, again, here we go, segue.
Yeah, because he did the Crazies.
Who did?
Timothy Oliphant.
Probably, I didn't see it.
And then and Josh Duhamel did Transformers.
Right, he did.
But the first thing I saw him in was Las Vegas.
See, and that's when we didn't talk about stuff that we had saw recently. See, that's another thing that I saw that's not on our radar that I did watch in the last week plus is that Josh Duhamel has a movie called that he wrote and directed, or at least directed, Buddy Games, that I watched on Hulu.
Okay,
that's something else I did watch. But anyway,
then
so Josh,
and see what that's about.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm not saying go out of your way to see it, but it's okay.
Jupiter's Legacy.
Jupiter's Legacy. So he stars in that. Stars a bunch of other people that I kind of know, but I don't really know by name that way.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's it.
Because other than his wife playing, and I know that's the same girl that played in Iron Man 1 and 2, and some other stuff that I've seen. Oh yeah, she played in Tag. Yeah, because I ended up looking up her on IMDb. But yeah, but basically it starts off where it seems like it's a regular type of superhero show. It was 8 episodes for this season, and it also just got canceled, of all things. But I guess if you want to catch the first 8 episodes, they're cool. I didn't dislike the story. So it's presented as basically these superpower beings, almost in the vein of like Superman, and and the entire family and associates are kind of built the same way. They have different powers. They're fighting criminals, but at the same time, Josh's character of again, didn't I say we need to start doing research?
Omni-Man?
Like, right. So come in here and stop being like, yeah, so he plays this dude, and be like, yeah, I need to look it up, but when we're trying to look at everything and not miss anything in the chat, I'll be forgetting. Right. So anyway, so in his character, and the fact that he's kind of a Superman archetype, but he's very much also like Superman in the sense of keeping that morality of we don't kill, fam. And no matter how bad things are, it's like, yeah, whatever it is that we apprehend the criminals, we do not kill them, no matter how many people they've killed, this, that, and the third. But the other twist to it is that as you're watching it, it does a time jump. It does a jump from where it's supposed to be, say, like current day, or like something more futuristic. It goes all the way back to the 30s. And you also still see Josh and his brother and all of these people in that same vein. And you're like, what's going on? Because it really does span all this time. So it tries to tell you the story of leading up to how they got their powers. And with them having their powers, it obviously elongates their lives in such a way where they've been living like 80 plus years or 100 years or so since they got the power. So, but yeah, that's what a lot of the context of the story is about. It's about superheroes and dealing with that morality of whether or not if they should go that extra mile and not be like, every film version of Batman and actually kill people. So,
right.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I dug it, but I know you didn't finish watching it. But
yeah, I'm gonna finish it at some point. Shit keeps popping up, so to not leave yet. What I did see, I was enjoying. It was kind of frustrating in that very first bit of it to see like, all right, we have a code, we don't kill. That's cool. All right, whatever, for sure. But when you have a villain who is literally killing everybody around you, like it's just murdering the other heroes too, what the fuck you gonna do?
Look, I got nothing.
All right, yeah. So like, look, I'm like, hey, look, cook this nigga. So they did, and then boom, and it was whatever. We'll talk about it in full spoiler. We know we're gonna stop giving niggas passes and start covering shit in full spoiler. Of course, this is kind of my fault for not having seen the whole fucking thing, but
it's been out a couple of weeks at this point too.
Right, in full. So, whatever. I started watching Pose. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I want to say Chef Lasky ain't cut it on, and then it was just hella random. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Episode 1, let's see what it's about. It was just playing, and I'm like, yo, hold up, that chick is a nigga. And then I was like, oh, Pose. Oh, then they had the ball, and I'm like, yo, it's the Grid and Bounce. And then I'm like, I get this show. All right, I see what's happening here. Cool, because I had no fucking idea what Pose was or what it was about before getting thrown into episode 1.
Got you.
Then I'm like, yo, okay, this is dope. So get through episode 1, which felt like it was 3 fucking hours. It was crazy, but it was engaging as fuck. So I watched through that shit. Nigga, I'm on season 2. Started that shit this week, and it is fucking good. You don't have to be in the alphabet gang to fucking appreciate this shit. Right? Like you do not at all have to be like, the same way, you don't have to be a fucking a goddamn chainsaw wielding murderer and shit to appreciate Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And in the same way, you don't have to fucking know how to fucking bake to watch Cake Boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be an LGBT, member. I don't know why, like they say members. That's weird because it's not like a club that you join, but what the fuck ever.
You sure?
I am sure.
Oh.
That is one thing that I am fucking sure of. That shit is just fucking good, bro.
Oh, I wasn't sure. My heterosexuality makes me feel like I'm always trying to be recruited, like there's an agenda. These are jokes. Right. These are jokes. These are jokes, people.
Because what it is, my brother, is they want to try to emasculate the black man specifically. Okay? Because what they do is they show you something homosexual on your TV screen, and that automatically unlocks your gay gene. Apparently.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Oh, so yeah, speaking of which, in relation to if anyone's seen my previous post and trying to get you to watch the live stream today, or to talk about my sexuality. So yeah, I did say I wanted to make a definitive announcement
with the
about
segues
my sexuality today. And basically what it comes down to, I did not tell you this pre-production or anything like that, but just kind of trying to not fight it. I'm dealing with it. I like titties more than I used to. That's it. There it is. Fuck it. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew. That's all. I just like titties more. I thought as I got older, like maybe I would care less, but it's like, nah, I still like titties a lot. Like, and probably appreciate them more. So now you know. And I'm living my truth. Thank you.
Well, I recently made a purchase of an exercise bike, some dip bars that you can also use for pull-ups, and a few other things.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Do you?
Yeah.
No, I don't feel like you do.
I was about to say, because I'm thinking one leg could go over one bar, another leg could go over the other bar. Y'all gonna use this for some
that would be crazy. Okay, my
G.
G.
Get your cardio in. Oh,
nah, but okay, so you're way better than I am because I wasn't even thinking like that, my brother.
I haven't had sex in 3 years. There's a difference.
Well, I say all these things to say that I've bought the things that I need to do to physically start to get myself together. The thing that's missing is then my diet. So today I announce that I will be actually updating my diet to incorporate more things than Red Bull, ass, and hot Cheetos, which were a strict regimen that I was living by for quite some time. And I find myself needing to make a change. Yeah, so I will be adding toes to because supposedly the big toe produces an oil, if sucked upon, will burn additional calories.
Ew. All right. You let me know how that works out.
I don't want to taste nobody's feet, man. That's gross.
I've done it once before, but I'm fairly sure she was fresh out the shower.
That's low key the only way.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's the only way to suck toes. Is the only way to eat booty. It got to be right out. You got to splash. It got to come directly from the splash.
I'm sorry. I'm getting like out there. Thinking about the ghost of pussy past. That's wrong. Anyway, this is not the time or place for this.
Okay. Shit. Things. A couple of trailers we need to cover because some shit occurred.
I guess. I mean, are they exactly really worth it? Well, first and foremost, we actually need to cover. So if any of you have seen in the last couple of weeks, because it's been like a couple of weeks now since the Eternals trailer premiered from Marvel to be into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it looks completely fucking boring. Yeah, that.
Listen.
Now, I'm not saying that the movie's going to be terrible because I have a history of saying things like, yeah, why the fuck is Marvel making this dumbass movie? And why is Marvel making that dumbass movie? And then that dumbass movie comes out and I'm like, oh, that shit was cool, or I liked it, or it's one of my faves. So I'm never trying to judge too much of anything by the trailer, but that trailer showed me absolutely nothing that I was excited about. So it ranks right up there for me with Shang-Chi, but maybe not. Maybe Eternals a little bit worse, where it was a bunch of meh that I saw on the screen. So it's cool, but like I said, I'm hoping for the best because this was only a teaser trailer, and you know how Marvel does overall, where they try to keep so many things under wraps and not really spoil too much. So there wasn't really a big reveal of anything of what the story was about, what was going to happen, who's the antagonist, none of that. Of course, this is the age of the internet, so there's many rumors abound, but yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. So
I don't know if they wanted to just say, hey, this shit is low-key around the corner, so here's some teas. But that shit was boring as fuck.
Yeah, like I said, it was. Like I said, I just look at it more like, you know what it reminded me of? Instead of it being more like a teaser trailer, it was almost like one of those special sneak peek.
Yeah,
videos.
first look type
right,
of.
Yeah, first look. There you go. So yeah, it was one of those like, yeah, here's the first look at Marvel's Eternals, and it was like, okay, I see everybody in costume and see some special effects. All right,
Bruh. I mean, and then they like, so Kevin Feige has been talking about this joint. And he's like, yo, this is the best shit we ever did, and I'm looking forward to it in that regard. Of all the shit that they have going on, so like, okay, but yeah, that's funny as fuck. Of all the shit that they have coming up and coming out, and getting ready to be, out here in these streets or whatever, he is the most excited about that, and that's fine. But it just didn't look dope. And they put a lot of emphasis on like James Tyree Henry, the only black one, is our first openly gay character gonna just be busting out his man boobs on the fucking screen. Like it's
oh, and it's Brian, by the way. I'm not gonna let you disrespect
Brian
Paperboy in that way.
Brian Tyree Henry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Paperboy, all about that Paperboy.
Who is very good friends with Sterling K. Brown, and apparently they used to live together at some point when they were still up and coming, struggling.
Like that's the thing. It's like the only shit that we know about this movie so far is
things not related to the movie.
Yeah, like it's just shit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Like we know who's in it. We know that they got powers. And we know that the black one is gay. And that is it. We don't know shit else.
And you couldn't see how they made sure they emasculated the one black man by making him gay. You couldn't see that, my brother. They had to give him powers, but then also had to make sure that you understood that he also liked penis in that same way. Use the words of penis. What else can you spell with the word penis? Snipe. As in the white man wants to snipe away your masculinity. Think, Mark.
That was fire.
All right.
That was fire.
You know, it comes from me looking at like the word search shits, and every time they always come up,
For
like,
sure.
they'd be like, yeah, you know what you saw as a penis. And I'm like, well, snipe and what was the other one? Spine. Blah, blah, blah. That's where that comes from. Bullshit. Yeah, okay. I should have thrown spine in there too. Yeah. But I wasn't thinking. Anyway.
Yeah. Like they want to take the backbone out the black man.
To snipe your spine. But anyway.
Bars.
All right. So yeah, that all you got for Eternals?
Yeah, I don't want to tell you. We cannot talk about them. That's fine.
Well, all right. So I just want to figure, like, since we're still doing Marvel, we might as well segue into the couple of weeks that we haven't talked about MODOK actually being on Hulu. And you watched all 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So still to this day, I've only watched the first 4 episodes. I haven't gone back, like I said, sidebar, in us talking pre-show that I went back to actually watching the last 2 seasons of Venture Brothers because I completely missed them somehow, and I fucking loved that show, and I had all of the previous seasons on DVD and watched them on the show. But anyway, that's what I've been doing, trying to get that done and out of the way because they're talking about possibly a Venture Brothers movie coming. But so yeah, I haven't gone back to MODOK. I put it on hold. Haven't watched the first 4 episodes. It is a little bit less Robot Chicken when I really look at it. It really reminds me more of, and I'm almost sure they're probably involved, is the crew that made the show Super Mansion on Hulu as well, which is also done with that stop motion animation and dealing with superhero kind of things. But overall, I mean, MODOK is just not that funny. That's my main gripe with it. I don't hate it, but it's not really that funny, and I was expecting so much more.
Yeah. It started out fine, but it just kind of never ramped up and stayed at that same like base level, low key.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like most of the jokes are very mid to me. That's the whole thing. I expected so much more. So also, for those of you that don't know, MODOK, I'm not even gonna go through the whole damn the acronym of his name, but MODOK is a Marvel villain that they've given his own show to, and stop motion type of animation.
Kind of unexpectedly, Robot Chicken style.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, it came out of nowhere. Like the trailer hit some months back, and I remember I told him about it, and it was like, yeah, it just kind of came out of nowhere. But like, yeah, so it follows him and him still trying to run AIM, the villain company that he had been running, but he also has a life with a wife and 2 kids. And, you know, it's that whole thing of like, oh, yeah, we got the villain, but he has this whole real backstory in life and trying to do domestic things, blah, blah, blah. And they mix it in with all that humor of, you know, that kind of stuff. And, you know, and Iron Man makes an appearance, and, you know, Wonder Man comes up, and all of these things. And it's supposed to be like hilarity ensues, and to a certain degree it does, but it's just the writing is just not top notch for me. But again, what am I to say other than the fact, but I guess I am here to say it because that's why the fuck we have a show. But
yeah,
you know, but I mean, nobody can stop us from having a show, at least not yet, until the FCC cracks down, or I get canceled for some offhand, you know, random gay joke or something that I have no volatility towards.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's it'll happen at some point, I'm sure. Like I said, we just cancel us now. Just pre-cancel.
You know, and I say that, and I kind of be bullshitting because, like, I really don't think it could be canceled. I think the whole thing about cancel culture is just really being like, fuck that. I ain't canceling shit. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do.
My nigga.
It's the same mentality of just like with like Chappelle, and I use Chappelle as a good example because of stand-up culture, in the sense that you only can get canceled if you let motherfuckers really try to stifle you like that. And it's like, fuck that. People can take a joke. Eat a dick.
That's the whole thing.
You eat a dick, nigga. You eat a dick.
Right.
The whole thing is, nobody has really been canceled. It's like a big wave where like everybody jump onto a person when it's like, yo, it's time to cancel Kevin Hart because he said this 15 years ago. And all they did was stop him from like hosting the Oscars. And then he went on to continue to make millions and millions of more dollars.
Right.
So, okay, sure. Technically canceled, I guess.
Unless you do something really heinous like diddle some kids or some shit, like none of this shit is that serious. It's like most things that people get so-called canceled for are not done in the vein of it being so hostile and so with such hate and fervor, but whatever.
Pretty much. Shout out to Daddy DOTTV for subscribing at Tier 1. Remember, you can subscribe to us over on Twitch. It helped keep the lights on around this thing over here at Pro 3 Studios, a.k.a. my fucking crib, nigga.
Yeah, help keep the lights on so we can do this shit, because if the lights go off in this motherfucker, we not doing it at my crib. We just not.
What we gonna do? What we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? But you can definitely subscribe.
We can go to their mama's house.
We can.
We can do that.
Yeah.
We already got the PS2 there. Nigga, we can fucking set up shop.
You're right. So this is the thing. So if you don't want us to be pulling up at your mama house with our drawers on,
she got plastic on the couch anyway, so it's cool.
Then I would not be sitting on that couch, nigga, because you stick to that motherfucker. nigga, if the AC ain't on beam, nigga, you sticking to that hoe. But yeah, no, for sure. If you are over on Twitch and you want to subscribe to the channel, you can. If you are an Amazon Prime member, then you can subscribe for free at the Tier 1, to the best of my knowledge. And otherwise, it's $5 fucking, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Help out. We be out here in these streets, and you know what we mean by that, in the goddamn crib. So we appreciate y'all tuning in and fucking with your boys. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hell yeah.
Yeah. What else was there? Is there anything else?
At this point, I don't know that it's worth bringing up, because we still have time in the future to bring up other little trailers and shit that we saw that have made obviously not that much of an impact, because I've seen no one really talking about it.
This much is true. So what y'all can do?
No, it's true.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
I love you.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
the crazy shit is, like, was it even true? Because them niggas wasn't even saying the words.
It's not about that. All I know is we didn't want to get the goddamn Grammy, and we got the goddamn Grammy. And it all went downhill there.
All right, man. Fuck this.
Peace to Rob Morvan and damn.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sorry, Fab Morvan and Rob Pilatus. R.I.P. Rob Pilatus.
Yeah.
There we go.
Who else died?
I don't know, but that's Milli Vanilli I was talking about.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. But R.I.P. Betty White. She ain't dead yet when she died because you know it's coming up.
Facts.
And was it Chris or Cross?
Oh, that's fucked up.
That is fucked up.
Well, I guess it would be Chris because the dark skinned one got the top billing since he was Daddy Mac.
Oh my God. Okay. I miss the 90s. You don't?
Not really. Nigga, the 90s weren't that great for me. You talking about weird times in high school and then spending my 20s fucking fat bitches in the projects. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. But it's true. It's true. Nigga,
Yo.
my Kurt Angle, nigga. It's true. It's true. So anyway.
Hold on, wait, on our everything and then some. Facts are facts, okay? Nigga. Fucking.
The 90s.
Tell the truth. All right, man. So listen, as always, if you have questions, concerns, comments, show topics, send them hoes over to your boys at blerdsandclips@gmail.com, which you see across the bottom of the screen. Shout out to our fire graphic designer and partner in crime, JR None Flyer. Make sure y'all go follow the homie at None Flyer, or if you can't read, in one flyer, or no one flyer, or however the fuck niggas and mispronounce it. Make sure y'all follow the homie. He is the one that keep us together looking crispy at all times. Make sure y'all follow us on all the social media platforms at Blerds and Clips, of course. Follow me at BKA Watts.
And follow me at Vigatron999.
And now that we are wrapping up, y'all can jump on YouTube and check out the New Virginity Part 1 by Vigatron, the award-winning Vigatron. Put some respect on my nigga's name, and we ain't gonna say it no more.
All three of y'all watching.
Facts. Yo, no bullshit. It's three of
Really?
them in there.
God
Yeah, it's
damn.
really three of them in the fucking Facebook, and then
I was
it's
just guessing.
5 in Twitch and a couple on YouTube.
Nigga, we do numbers.
We do fucking. I feel like we divided the audience by doing this shit everywhere.
Not really. I mean, numbers are numbers.
Yeah, I know.
Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't.
Yeah, and then somebody said that they do. I think it was Joe Budden though.
Yeah. Joe Budden's the last nigga to be numbers.
Because niggas want to see the accountant. God damn it.
Nigga, all I'm getting is a fucking Excel spreadsheet. No.
Hey, who knows, man? But as always, man, VGS shit, y'all already know what it is, man. Shout out to the homies, the Versus Style Gaming Squad. I appreciate everybody tuning in with us. We'll catch y'all on the next one, and we're going to go ahead and get the fuck about this thing and go find some chicken somewhere on this absurdly hot-ass Saturday and my first day as a free man because my baby is gone to Maryland for the summer.
She's gone. Go on.
All right, man. Y'all be safe out here in these mean streets, and y'all know we be in the house. We out.